All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to an Unreal Engine game dev virtual production AR, VR, Q&A, AMA, etc. My name's Kevin. We do this twice a week. The way it works is just like it sounds. It's an AMA Q&A, working with Unreal Engine, blueprints, visual scripting, all those kinds of things. I am currently a senior principal tech artist. I work in R&D at Riot Games, kind of working on a bunch of stuff. I get to use Unreal every day, and it also means that I spend a lot of time troubleshooting stuff within Unreal every day, as well as sometimes building things, which is really cool. But even though there's a lot of really cool stuff I get to do at work, there's a lot of cool stuff I don't get to do at work, and hopefully helping you all with some of your questions and things like that will also teach me a whole bunch about a lot of other disciplines, etc. So if there are no questions, that's okay. I still hang out. Questions take priority, but in the absence of questions, I'm basically just live streaming me working towards my own working prototype of a game that I'm kind of working towards. But if there are any questions, I'll be kind of working on that stuff. But please keep in mind, questions are the priority. So feel free to just interrupt me, and I'll stop whatever I'm doing. We'll set up another scene, whatever we need to do to hopefully help you troubleshoot what you're working on. We do have the Discord channel. We do have Twitter for updates and things like that. Check that out. Those links should be in the video below. I took a look back through. I didn't see any questions specifically. So what we're going to do is we're just going to be hopping straight back into Unreal now that it has opened. So let's go. Also, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope the Wednesday is going so far so good. All right. Where we left off last time, we left off with a crash. And a crash that was so awesome it actually took down OBS and everything to go with it. But what we were trying to do was we were trying to figure out if our enemies were able to block. So what I was thinking about was I wonder if we could just simulate this. Also, let me bring up my chats to make sure that Original 9 VP is back. What is going on? Good morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can simulate this to see if removing myself from the equation does anything. Interestingly enough, it plays the music, but it doesn't actually start the enemies. Probably because it's not going through the game phases. So what we'll do is we'll go back to, let's change back a couple things. We're gonna go ally here, and we'll go 2 of them because it's very much us versus them right now. Let's see if we can see where we're at. Oh wait, that's still simulate. Let's play in viewport. All right. So we have 2, they're not allies, those aren't allies. I changed the wrong ones. Everybody's out to get me. Mostly I'm just curious if they're pairing. It does not look like it. Doesn't look like they're pairing. Okay, so let's bring back a bunch of this stuff and see what we can figure out here. A couple things. First off, these are, I guess I changed the wrong ones. I also am not entirely positive about my team ID, which is sort of problematic. Okay, these guys are on my team now. That's our usual breakpoint. Okay, he parried that. Oh, interesting. So there's a bunch of things that are happening here. Alright, so let's take a look at our GA base melee blueprint. Did you have any questions this morning, OG9? I'm happy to hop in and see what we can help you with. Starting to think everybody out there knows everything about Unreal, and I'm just playing catch up because there's nobody has any questions. What is going on? Okay, so let's see here. We've got a parry. First things we need to do to trigger our parry. Not this morning, okay. So first thing is we are broadcasting our melee attack. That is true. Okay, and then we should be listening to this, and I think our defend. So here's our defend. And we're listening for the melee attack. And if we receive it, and they're valid and all that stuff, and the control pawn, oh, interesting. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That was very cool of you. I think we're actually starting to get to a point where if I could fix a couple of these small little things, I think we're gonna call melee combat good enough. And then we're gonna start working on a little bit of item stuff, and then back to our ranged weapons. And then I think we're gonna start building the level, right? Well, maybe we'll be playing this game in one of our upcoming streams, like as an actual like players playing the game. See what you all think of it. Be careful what you wish for. I have loads of questions for you. And the emoji thing is right over. Oh, you to do with my projects. Awesome. I am looking forward to those questions. Okay, so here we go. We got our distance, if our percentage. Okay, so let's increase this. So this should increase the likelihood of an enemy parrying an attack. The other thing that I want to make sure is if the instigator and the target are the same. Hold on, I need to think about this. We get a message. If the controlled pawn is not the instigator, meaning the person who broadcasts the message. Let's double check that real quick. There's something about broadcasting here. Where is this? We're broadcasting the message over here. And the message is, so this is going to be, I'm the person attacking. I am going to be the instigator, and my target is who I am trying to attack. Okay, cool. And so this is if the person who's hearing the message is not the same person as the person who is broadcasting the message. That's good. And the target is me. Then I'm going to set a target value. I'm going to check to see as an actor. I'm going to update my target. I'm going to check to see if the distance from me to the person is less than the magnitude. We need to check that the magnitude is right. And if that's true, then we're going to randomly decide whether or not we're parrying. Okay, so let's just, the logic of whether or not the enemy should parry makes sense now again. So let's just double check and see. Yeah, they're parrying more. But I never see them parry each other. Okay, so maybe a potential issue or thing that might be happening. Oh, we don't actually have our perforce open yet. Hold on a second. I need to connect. Okay. So now what I wanted to double check was when we broadcast this magnitude, the magnitude comes from the defendable attack range. All right. So and the defendable attack range is just defaulted to 225. We need to check that the sword has a proper defendable attack range. And that is going to be in our sword combo. What is our defendable attack range in here? 225. Let's make it bigger just to see. Let's go 400. So they should all be well within 400 of each other when they're using a sword. Yeah, he totally blocked that. Whoa. So they parry me. Why are you attacking me, man? Oh, because I attacked them. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we got two problems with the defending. One is the only people who parry are the people who are the target. Look, if we look at this right here, this will explain this. Right here, we check if I am the target, then I will parry. But that's kind of weird because you just saw me. My target Oh, that's a good question. Oh, my target is a target locked actor. That's interesting. So here's the problem. If I'm only using the target locked actor. So that's my target locked actor right there. So if I attack this guy, it's only the, oh my gosh. Hold on, come back here. If I am target locked on this guy, but attack, oh, okay, that guy blocks. That guy does not. So I kind of want it to be the people that are actually in range. I got this guy right. I think that might look weird too, but let's try this. We're just gonna skip the target locked actor part. We're just gonna see if they're in range. Now what should happen with this is everybody should just parry when I go in. Yeah, and they're actually parrying each other now. Which is funny. I mean, at least they're parrying now, but it's kind of weird that they're parrying each other. So let's, there's a couple ways we can do this. This might be too limited. I think we're gonna have to rethink this a little bit, but let's get the team. Subsystem. And from that, let's get our same team. Why am I on caps lock? compare teams, I believe it is. Compare teams. Okay, and we're going to have our instigator be one of these, and our target be the other one. And if they are on different teams, we're going to do this. So we'll move this in place once we know this works. So this should solve the they're pairing each other issue. Two. Alright. Yeah, they're no longer pairing each other. And they all parry when I go to strike. The interesting thing is, wow. Here's what's weird. I'm expecting to be... It seemed like they were able to kill me somehow. Okay. Okay, this is totally working. Again, they're able to parry me really well. But, okay, so that works. Let's try, do they parry each other again? Here we go. It does not look like they're parrying each other. I don't get it. That is the weirdest thing. So are they not broadcasting the message? Okay, let's dial this down a little bit. Let's go one enemy and one ally. And that way I'm the only one. There's only one of each. So this won't be too crazy. And we're gonna take the base combo. We're going to broadcast. This is the message for broadcasting. And then the defend on message received. Print string. Good old fashioned print string. Defend message. So let's see if the AIs are broadcasting. Don't chase me. Yep, they're broadcasting. They're totally broadcasting. Okay. So that's not the problem. Let's see here. Let's try here. So we know they're broadcasting. We're checking to see if the controlled pawn is valid. And then if it is, we're just simply checking that the controlled pawn is not the same as the instigator. All right, so let's check to see if we're still doing this. Good morning, Compole. What I mean is, so see how, okay, that's a really good question. And also welcome to the stream. So I forget when it started. I think it started with the gameplay ability system, the gas system, but there is basically generally the idea of a message system. So there's an overall messaging system that allows you to send messages while the game is playing. So you can basically just shout out a message to Unreal, and then you can create listeners in various aspects of your game, on your characters, on an item, whatever it is, that is just listening to that message system. And if the message has the information or it's the right type or whatever, you can use that to do something. So why would you do that? Well, here's a great example. If I were to create an attack and defend setup, and every time I attack, I wanted to defend, an old way without message system, for example, or a way without using a message system, would be to search on every tick. I would be sitting there searching all of the enemies to see if they're attacking. Are they attacking? Are they attacking? Constantly asking the system. Oh, hi, Nikhil. We'll just go with Nick for short. That's cool. So anyways, if we didn't have the messaging system, each of the enemies would be sitting there constantly querying all the other characters in the game to see if they were attacking and if they were attacking them so that they would know to block. Whereas with a message system, anybody who attacks, one way to do it, there's many ways to do this, but anybody who attacks could just send out a message saying, hey, I'm attacking. And then everybody else, rather than checking on tick, would just be like, they have a listener. And if somebody says, I'm attacking, they can say, oh, you are. What kind of attack is it? Or depends on what kind of information you send. What kind of attack is it? Or who are you attacking? And if it's me, I'm going to defend. So that's what the message system is about. So we were broadcasting that message, and that was going out. And basically from here, this is where we broadcast it. And part of the message that we broadcast is we create this message packet, if you will. And the information it has in it is, in this case, the instigator to the target. You can give it all kinds of tags and things like that. And also the type of message it is. In this case, this is an ability sword combo message. So here in our defend, we are listening to an ability type state attack. Oh, interesting. Is that the problem? I don't think it is. Ability type state multi attack. Ability. Wait a minute, maybe that is the problem. Oh no, here it is. I see. So this is the verb within the message. The thing that's being broadcast is a melee attack right here. That's what's happening here. Okay, cool. So that's working. And then when we come in here, we are still defending. So that's fine. So if we're still defending at that point, does it think we're on different teams? So I'm just going through one at a time here. So now when we play, what we want to know is okay, so they're gonna go fight. They should be on different teams. What? Okay, we're not getting there. It never printed. So we're comparing two teams. What? Hold on a second. Let's do that again. I don't know if I buy that. Okay, that dude's purple. That dude's blue. They're clearly on different teams, but they're not. Oh, okay, hold up. So it's the action being taken. I guess I'm a little confused. If the attack message is in tick 1, then you'd have to make the defend move in tick 2, since each tick is a frame. Okay. I think though. All right, so first off, I'm gonna start with I don't know for sure, because it's a really good question, and realistically, it's not something I've thought about. But a lot can happen in a tick. So just it's not everything is not one tick long. If it was, our performance would be horrible. So I can send out a message and somebody can receive that message all within the same tick. So it's possible that when I start to attack and I broadcast that message, the receiver still within that same tick, depending on performance, gets the message and is also defending in the same tick that we're attacking. Now, as far as how the activation occurs of the animations being played and so on, those may or may not happen in the same tick that the message is broadcast. But what I am, I guess in this particular case, not worried about is if I go to attack, because this is a melee attack. It's not a trace in the sense that it is not a line trace that happens in a single tick. It's an actual animation. And as the sword, as we do the windup, we say I'm starting to attack. The actual damage does not get applied until the sword starts to swing through, whatever the attack is in this case, because again, we're dealing with melee attacks. So if I go to start my attack and my message is in the first frame of the windup, or the second, or even like the fifth, I kind of don't really care, because it's when the attack starts to go through that the damage is done. So as long as the enemy has received the defend message prior to that, I mean, I have many frames to get that. Also, the problem I'm having right now is not I'm off by a tick or so. The problem I'm having that it's showing right now is we're just not doing it. So, but even if it was working, being off by a tick or so in a melee situation would not bother me, especially because also from a player feel standpoint, if you attack, you're not going, it would feel cheating if the enemy was able to defend within the same tick, because there's got to be some reaction time. If I go to punch you, all right, if you generally will see me make a move, that's why people flinch, right? So that time to react will feel better. It will feel like the AI is cheating if it's able to react in the same tick, and it's entirely possible. This is why, actually I'll show you. This is why in this case, right now, I have a random percentage of them being able to defend, and kind of in a inferred also sub-question or result, in addition to them even being able to defend it, it might get to a point where they're so good at defending, we need to add in an artificial delay so that it feels more like they're reacting to my attack as opposed to just knowing it's happening because they happen to be connected to the machine. Okay, so I want to do something in here that's a little bit more specific. So defend, so we're going to update our message in here. We're going to defend diff teams. Then we're going to do a defend on the same team, which shouldn't be the case. This should not be the case. So we'll go same team is green, and different teams is going to be red, so we can see this easily. And then I want to do a print string. Got it. Thanks for that explanation. That makes sense. Yes. Is that? It's that, man, this, unfortunately, oh, here we go. Okay, that explained, that makes sense. It's the reaction time delay I would expect that triggered my question. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then this one was going to be invalid. And let's make that red. And we'll go back and change our different. This is different teams. Should be, let's go yellow. Same team as green. Okay. I want to know if our team subsystem is the problem. So this should cover that. So let's do this. Let's see what we get. Go get him. Invalid. Invalid. Wait a minute. He's defending there. He defended. He defended. He defended. Oh, I know why. Okay, got it. That's it. We found our problem. That's totally it. It just hit me in the face. Okay, so we're getting invalid, but we're continuing on through the chain now, which we weren't doing before. Okay, so why are, I guess the question is, why are our teams invalid? This is expecting an object reference. I want one of these to be, hold on a second. The target is invalid. That's the problem. All right. And I want this to be the instigator. Okay. I think we may have had that connected incorrect. Different teams. See, they're pairing now. Look at that. But they have a 90% chance of pairing right now. So it's probably going to be really hard for them to hurt each other. And that guy's still fighting a ghost. That has always bugged me, and we will fix that. Acquired a new target. They're pairing now. Okay, that's cool. Alright, so I think that fixed it from the standpoint of that's cool. And then we can go back. Let's go back to what we were doing. We'll go back to 3 bad guys and 2 allies, and we'll play. Now what I want to see is they did parry. Everybody's parried. Okay, look, it looks funny, but it's working. Okay. That guy, that dude's blue. These dudes are purple. We basically, okay, so all that looks good. The other thing that was weird to me is I didn't understand why I couldn't parry. So I believe these should be 3. Team ID should be search and destroy. This is team ID 0, and these should be allies. And we need 2 of those. Where is this one? That's this one. Okay, they're on my team. That's cool. They're going to fight each other. They're pairing. That's cool. It's a little bit of a mess in here. Okay, and they're interrupting their attacks because they're being attacked from behind. Okay, cool. So that looks like it's working. That's pretty cool. So let's do this. Let's get rid of our allies. And let's take a look at what I thought I saw was weird as well. It looked like my parry was not working for this sword, which I do not understand. See, look at that. I'm gonna go pick up weapons. Oh, you know what? When we were doing our team comparison, we may have fixed that issue as well. Here's the thing though. Why are they pairing each other? Like, they shouldn't be pairing right now. They are... What, they're on different teams? Hold on a second. Something's weird. doesn't make any sense. Something super weird. The person attacking is the instigator. The target is not even being used right now. So this is the controlled pawn, and this is the person who is different team. Same team, it's green. Ah, okay, this is why. Whew. We do want that to print, but we don't want it to continue. That's all. This will fix that. Okay, this won't be such a crazy defense fest now. Yeah, so they're not defending against each other now. Okay, so that's cool. Okay. Yeah, but see, they're so good. So here's a great. This is a great example. They're so good at defending now. I can't actually hit them because they block it every time. And the only chance I have to hit them is if I happen to strike when they're in the middle of like a defense pose or something like that. Which is why I have the chances of them being able to defend themselves as being a random percentage. Right now it's set to 90%. I had it at 50. And that's also a lever that we're going to pull on how to make our enemies more difficult, right? So when the enemies get smarter, more powerful, rather than just increasing their health, in addition to increasing their health and giving them stronger weapons and all of those things, I'm also going to be working to increase their intelligence as far as being able to defend better against you and things like that. So if we bring back all of everybody again and we go, this should look more, this is still going to look like chaos, but it should look like less chaos. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about that. It looks pretty good. Now, there is one other thing though that's interesting here. My targeting component is allowing me to target allies. And I don't think we want that, so that's a bad guy. That's also a bad guy. Wait, is that? That's not an ally. Is that an ally? Yeah, that's an ally. So it is definitely allowing me to target allies. Look at that, see they're defending. Look at that, crazy. I think we need to update our targeting component to not get allies. So let's do that real quick. Cool. Overall though, I mean, way better progress than last stream, which is great. Okay, cool. So I don't think we need these prints anymore. These were helpful. Okay, cool. So this is good. This is good. We don't need this print string. I think we're not going to do it if it's invalid. We're going to keep that like that. We're just cleaning this blueprint up before we move on. We have the team subsystem, the pawn, and so on. That's fine. We got rid of all those prints. Let's compile and save this and table that. That's great. Now, I am seeing a print string somewhere else. Print string. End melee. That's one of them. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so it's really weird that the chat puts this emoji thing right over the messages. Okay, so looking as great as So random here basically is skill, specifically defensive skill, and you can also enhance attack skill or always reducing the opponent's defense skill. Good question. So in this case, random is skill, that is correct, in defense. It is not currently tied to enemy intelligence yet or enemy level. Right now you can see here it is just it's literally a random float, and if it's more than 0.5, this random float goes 0 to 1. If it's more than 0.5, so if it has enemy has, now I've reset it, it was 90%, now the enemy only has about a 50% chance of defending. So what we'll ultimately do in here is, when we get the enemy, what we'll grab from them is we will grab either from their pawn or their blackboard or somewhere. We'll have to figure out where we're going to store that. Their level. And level could be determined by a bunch of things. I haven't implemented that quite yet, but basically this random float, this value you'd want to change this based on that level. Okay, cool. So we got rid of that print. That's cool. Let's just do one more play here. There's two things that we need to fix. One, let's see if we got rid of all of our prints. Yeah, single time defend. It looks like we got rid of all of our print. Okay. Okay, cool. Can I hurt this guy? He should be on my team. No, I can't. Okay, so here come the bad guys. All right, now let's update our targeting component. So for that should be target component. Okay, some streams ago, I can't remember when, we built this targeting component. Now, what we want to do is I got to remember how this works first. So this is initialization on begin play. This is on the tick. On the tick, we're initializing the reticle if the reticle is not valid. Okay, that's fine. Then we're checking to see if we are a pawn, which is cool. Okay, possible targets. This is what we're interested in here. Our possible targets, we're setting our distance. We've got our multi-sphere trace. We're looking for pawns. Here's our problem. Well, this is potentially the start of our problem. So we're doing a multi-sphere trace for pawns. And then we're getting each of the ones that are hit. And then based on each of those, we're going through and we're checking to see if we're basically adding unique targets. We no longer need add. So that's adding unique. We also got rid of the true. Oh, because we changed it to not be min distance. Why did we do that? We did that because you can cycle your targets now. That's right. So we had changed all this, so we kind of don't need this. Although that might be a cool player option. Like in your settings, you could set your default targeting to always target close. I don't know. Anyways, for right now, this is fine. So here's our possible targets. And then when we're done, we're going to go through all of our possible targets and we're going to set our target actor, etc. Now, I think before we add this character to our possible targets, we just need to do another team comparison here. So that should be pretty easy. So let's do, let's once again get the team subsystem. And now that we have the team subsystems, we can compare the teams. And if they are different, then we are going to add them as possible targets. So basically, we're just not going to target our teammates. Seems reasonable. Although I can think of a reason why you would want to target your teammates. So here's an example. Let's take an example. Right now we're using this for targeting for gap closer abilities, so that I can basically semi-teleport in, close a gap, and things like that. And we have gap closers on the right clicks right now. So this is specifically for me to target my enemies and do that. But what if I had an ability that just allowed me to teleport, and I wanted to be able to teleport to allies? In that case, I would want to create, I would want targeting to be able to target allies. But I think that that's a different mechanism. So we would just implement that possibly as a different targeting, or maybe we'll expand this one day in the future. So for right now, this is one. And we should have a reference to our controlled pawn, I think. Huh. So we're not setting this? Interesting. We're not setting it. We cast Lyra, but we don't actually set it. Let's just set it. This will be free. Okay, then we can use that to compare our team to. All right, so test would be, we just run, and if we run, do we see targets on our teammates? No, I do not. If I run up here, I do see targets on the enemies, so I can gap close in. So I'm never targeting a teammate now. So I have, oh, interesting. That guy is not on my team. It seems like we have more than one team running around. That's okay. Because I'm seeing black, blue, and purple right now. Ooh. Okay. Also, there's something else that's going on that's somewhat confusing. So, the team leader usually is a darker color. And I think that is typically, or that is currently making it a little more difficult to figure out who's on whose team. Okay, so let's just see if we can, I can't remember where we did that. Alright, so we need to check out our targeting. So that fixed our targeting, that's great. So now we're not targeting the enemies. No, now we're not targeting our allies, which helps with that. Let's see if, I think it's in the shooter man. So inside of here, in our event graph, observe team colors. Okay. Apply team colors. Let's see here. Apply team colors to meshes. Is the team valid? Apply to actor. I think this is going to go to code. It does. Okay. I think, is it the word leader? What did we call squad leader? Yes, that was what it was. Okay. So when they form their squad leadershipness, that's in, this is in our squad form up task. There's our strategy, Team color. Color parameters. Squad color offset. Squad color offset. Oh, that's right. That's what we were doing. Okay, so if each... Okay, this is where this color stuff came from. Okay. The idea was the squad color offset is, let's say you had a team of 40, but it's made up of 4 squads. Then each of those 4 squads would get a different shade of blue, for example, if it was the blue team. That is not the thing that we are looking for. We are actually looking for squad leader. We're actually looking for where we set the color for the leader. Here we go. Team color, squad color, leader. Shift material parameter vector. Holy smokes, what is happening here? Here's our squad color. I have not looked at this in so long. Squad color values vector length less than 10 and greater than 0. That's the squad color. So this is our material manager for shifting it. Ah, I see. Okay. So the squad color. Okay, here we go. So the leader, blackboard, is going to get the squad color. And we're going to set that. And then for the leader, we are going to shift the material. Do we need to do that? Set squad color to match the squad lead. This is the leader blackboard. We're setting the squad color. We're setting squad color offset. This is kind of wild. Okay, it's okay when they spawn in, they look for leaders. Okay. If they don't find a lead, then they're going to set themselves as the leader, and they're going to set their squad color. Okay. When they set their squad color, they're going to get their ID. Then they're going to, based on the ID and squad color offset. Oh, interesting. They were coloring themselves based on the formations they're using. Holy smokes. What was I thinking back then? Then we're going to get the team color, squad color, offset, team color. Control pawn. I feel like... Hold on a second. Let's do something here. Let's go just me. And let's do 12 enemies. Wish me luck. Alright, 12 enemies. Interesting. They are not all on the same team. They should all be on the same team though. Okay, we got problems. This is a whole other can of worms, but happily This is a good, happy problem, because it means we're making progress. Like, the enemies they're working, they're fighting, they're defending, they're playing, they're picking their attack positions, all that. But what's not working, and this actually gets us back towards our goal of working towards building our levels, our spawners don't seem to be listening to what we're telling it as far as when we spawn our enemies. So what I mean by that is, I think I'm setting the team ID for this spawner to be 2. But for some reason, okay, let's do this. Let's set these to dummies. For some reason, when they spawn, what? That's kind of funny, actually. Where'd that guy come from? 0. I accidentally spawned an ally. Okay, that was awesome. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna go B. Okay, so let's see here. These are, I would say these are all blue. And it looks like, based on our squads, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, how many total? We have 12. And it looks like we have... Let's see if we can see the information. This is... Which guy am I looking at? Oh, let's look at this guy. Alright, so this guy is squad rank 1, squad ID 0. Interestingly enough, I don't see their team. I may have to find that a different way. This dude is squad rank 0. Squad member count 6. This is a squad leader. Squad ID 1. Yeah, they don't have a squad leader. Because this is a squad leader. You can see up top, the 4th one down in the right column says squad leader. So this is a squad leader, and this is for squad ID 1. So if we pick one of these other darker shaded people, this one is not a lead. It is squad ID 0. Okay. Something's going on with our squad setup right here. Check this guy. Squad rank 1, squad ID 0. Squad rank 0, squad member count 4, squad ID 2. What is going on? Squad rank 3. Squad 0. Squad rank 3, squad 0. Who are we debugging now? Squad rank 2. Interesting. Good morning, STEM Labs. Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing all right. You're kind of catching us at the tail end. Okay, so I think bottom line is we have... Oh, I know what we... Could we do that? Oh, well, wait. Hold on. I can catch you up real quick and save you a bunch of time. Stumble, 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 faceplant, stumble, faceplant, stumble. And then a couple quick wins and I can show you where we're at, and you'll be caught up. Hold on 1 second. Let's spawn some enemies, and let's do this. Let's do 2 on my team and 3 on the bad team. Probably the biggest things that have happened is we changed our... Oh wait, these guys are set up as dummies. We changed our entire movement, or our entire attack-based input system. So now characters have their combos. So you have your combo, that's on your left click. Then you have your gap closer on your right click, so you can rush in and attack. And then you also have a right click and hold now. And you also have a left click and hold, spin away. So basically, we reset our entire movement setup. And we've also added an evade, which allows you to evade in any direction. Click, click, click. Oh, parries are now in there. Enemies parry as well. I think overall, general idea is feeling pretty good about melee combat now. You can also cycle your targets if you want to. There's even an air attacks. So just a bunch of stuff. So overall, I think feeling pretty good about melee combat. So going forward, what we're going to start working on is we're going to be working on building out the level and a little bit of just kind of weapon production and enemy leveling and weapons. So for example, the idea is going to be, let's just go ahead and wrap this up for today. So the idea is going to be that what you can do, here, let me just escape out of this, make sure we've got our stream set up right. Okay, so the idea is going to be that when you get a weapon, you'll have like your base combo, and then hopefully as the weapon increases in strength, or however I figure out how to do this, that combo is going to change. And so the combo may be 1 attacks. It may start with a single attack, and then as you combo, you get to 2 or 3 attacks. So that might be an example. Or as you, depending on what kind of stuff you put in, you know, you'll get different abilities. It'll set people on fire, all kinds of stuff like that. So that's the combo stuff. And then the enemies also, specifically what I was talking about, we were just talking about basically their leveling based on, isn't just going to be about damage. They'll be smarter and hopefully do smarter things. So that's the quick kind of update, like a bunch of stuff. Melee combat is actually at a place now where it's feeling better. So now we're getting back into building our speedball level. I call it speedball because I don't know if any of you ever played paintball, but there was a version of paintball we would play speedball where it was a really tight playing field with a couple little obstacles, and the games were super fast because everybody died so quickly. So basically work on our speedball level. I feel like if we can make speedball feel good, that will be a win. And so what that's going to involve is it's us getting back into enemies. And what we're trying to fix right now is our enemies aren't even spawning. They're not even spawning on the teams we think they're spawning on. I'm not sure what happened there, so need to take a look at that. So we're going to get back into that, building out the levels, and then we'll just kind of keep expanding out the sphere, hopefully to the point where I think if I can get the speedball level feeling good, then we're going to switch gears completely, and we're going to start building our client and setting up our servers so that I can have you all play with me and tell me if you think this feels good. So that's what we're trying to get to, and I keep trying not to get distracted by art and little bugs. So overall, melee combat feels pretty good. I think it's at least worth testing with players like yourselves to see. So that's the next goal. Get it so there's not so much jank that you can actually give me some feedback on how this stuff feels. So that wraps up the stream for today. OG9, Chemical, Stemma, everybody, thanks for hopping. It was good to see you all again. It's been a while. Things have been really quiet in the streams. In general, I'll put up the stream schedule again for next week. We're back again Sunday night, Wednesday morning. We're just going to be basically working with our enemies and so on. As always, for anybody who's kind of hanging out, just kind of listening or watching after the fact, thanks for checking out the streams. My name's Kevin. We do this twice a week. Hop in anytime. Questions are the priority. That's what this is meant for. It's fun to work on this stuff, but really this is all about hopefully helping you stumble through some of your challenges. And I will see you all on the next stream. Take it easy.